Welcome to the Business Spotlight series. My name is Donna Kappmeyer, and I am going to be your host for today. I am very excited to have our special guest, Sylvester Palacios, on our show. Sylvester is a vice president and San Antonio market lead for Pierpont Communications in San Antonio, Texas. And today we're going to speak with Sylvester about his journey to get to where he's at today and the challenges and successes of being in business. If this is your first time on our channel, please be sure to like and subscribe so you can get notifications when we publish new content. Well, Sylvester, welcome to the show. It's great to have you on.
It's a pleasure and honor to be on your show. Thank you very much.
Looking forward to it. So let's start off with just talking about a little bit about Pierpont. What is Pierpont all about and what does it do?
Well, first off, I'm a man of faith, and so just want to kick things off with thank you for the blessing. I always thank God for all the opportunities, and without God and our Lord and Savior Jesus Christ, I wouldn't be able to be here where I am today with just all the great success that we've had. So thank you very much for the opportunity. And so Pierpont, we are you would say mid-size PR, field communications, public relations marketing firm, and we have around 40 to 50 employees. Though we're a mid-sized company, we have national, international reach. We have offices in all the major markets of Texas. We have two offices that we opened in the past 2 years in Denver and Phoenix, and hopefully, if the stars align, we'll be looking to open another office in Florida, and we're full service
Okay.
communications. So we do the way I like to sum it up for a lot of the businesses that are interested in working with us is we love telling stories for our clients into the audiences that matter the most to them. So most of that involves them helping to generate business within their market. So learning their stories, what's the best way to tell the stories, and more importantly, what are the channels that are going to be able to reach those stories to reach the audiences that they're trying to go after, trying to generate new business opportunities for them. And so we'll do that in various ways, whether it's digital marketing, telling their stories through their website, social channels, Google AdWords, a lot of paid placements, or also through the media lens. And so that's where I specialize in media relations. So being able to generate media coverage for our customers, help them to build thought leadership in industries and areas that they want to see a lot of growth activity for the work that they do. And whether they're launching a new product, expanding to a new market, or trying to generate awareness for something new that they're working on, we help to say, all right, what's the story and what's the best way to reach the audiences that you care about the most with that story?
Very good. Now you've started off small, been in business for a while, yes,
Yes,
and now you've
yes,
expanded internationally.
yes.
So if you look at your target market, who is your ideal client?
So our ideal client, we're being headquartered out of Houston several years ago. Our ideal clients would be the global energy companies, technology companies that service those areas. That used to be our bread and butter coming out of Houston, but as you know, and as we're experiencing today too, the energy industry goes up and down,
Yeah.
and it could be it's quite a roller coaster ride. And so we would the city of Houston in general would live and die by the business, and so the city of Houston did a fantastic job diversifying. Now they're in healthcare. They got all this great technology coming out of there, and same with our firm. So our CEO Phil Morabito, who started the company in 1987. So we're actually reaching 40 years next year.
Oh, congratulations. That is
Thank you, thank you.
fantastic.
Yeah, no, and so it's a great time right now to be at Pierpont. Going on 40 years is just a tremendous track record that our CEO, our fearless leader, has led us on. But he also saw that we need to diversify. So now we're big in healthcare, education, nonprofits, technology. We do a lot of work with government work as well as utilities. Really runs the gamut. So we are really, really diverse and we're really strong. We have some of the t top communications leaders working at our firm. And what we do best is, like I said, media relations. We do a lot of crisis communications work just because oftentimes a lot of businesses that work in risky, volatile industries that have a lot of safety measures, they need to keep
Mm.
into account that it's really good to be prepared well with well prepared communications plan. So if something does go wrong, they are equipped to handle that situation from a communication standpoint. It's one thing to be ready from an operation standpoint to react and make sure everybody's okay, working with local authorities, local officials. But when the media starts to ask questions and a lot of the spotlight is on you, you got to make sure you handle that scenario very carefully, very thoughtfully, and strategically to make sure that your stakeholders continue to view your business and brand as strong as it can be, even the most intense pressures of happening during a crisis. And so we help to coach, we help to counsel, we help to plan step by step what those look like. So that's a big part of what we do. And then we have a very strong digital marketing practice out of our Houston office that comes down to what their story is, the audiences they're trying to reach, and making sure that their story resonates really, really well through visuals, through content on their website. But that's just the beginning. Now, what other types of marketing channels digitally can we help to continue to grow that brand, grow their awareness, and reach the customers they're trying to reach through social, through paid, and now through AI optimization? So a lot of businesses and customers are now starting to look to AI, of course, to find
Yeah.
services and products that they're looking for. And so how do you as a business become more AI optimized? How do you appear in AI search results? In essence. And so the ways of SEO have definitely evolved. You know, as you see Google now, if you go on Google and the first results that you get are generated by AI, not necessarily search engine optimization. So we help also businesses make sure that they become more AI optimized so they can be found by a lot of the AI tools that are popping up almost every day.
So with that evolution, thank you. So do you think that that's going to be the continued path is diving down the AI side on the digital space versus just a normal searching? Is that going to be kind of the continuation, if you will?
100%. I actually, a colleague of mine, so Chris Ferris, Dr. Chris Ferris, he teaches at Rice, came to San Antonio to talk at a panel today. So I'm part of a group called the Entrepreneurship Institute. We just
Hmm.
launched the San Antonio chapter, and it's a bunch of business leaders from various of the services sides from a business, whether it's HR leaders, folks that work in insurance, folks that work in legal, and folks that work in communications. We all come together to form this chapter, and we put on events that are important to business leaders, CEOs, business owners. And as AI continues to be a theme, we thought like, hey, we need to put a panel to discuss the latest and greatest on AI and how it can be applied to business leaders. And across the board, all the expert panels, including my colleague Chris Ferris, mentioned that business owners need to embrace AI. Not if there's a lot of concerns or there's a lot of worry, there's a lot of fear that AI is going to take over and whatnot, losing jobs. Right now is the opportunity to embrace it, to really install some useful AI policies and procedures and guidelines for your employees to use it. And at the end of the day, it's a tool. It's a tool that you can leverage because if you don't leverage it, I can guarantee you your competitors are leveraging it right now to try to maximize their businesses and generate opportunities. Use it for operational efficiency, for content development, for lead gen. There's a lot of new ways. You just got to use it right. You got to use it correctly, strategically, and use it as another arsenal in your toolkit.
Yeah, thank you for sharing that. And let's dive a little bit more into that. Were there any recommendations as far as as a business, small business, mid-sized business in that space, these are the one, two, three, four, or five things that you should be utilizing today to
Mhm.
make sure that you're staying on target.
Sure, and a lot of businesses that are a little bit more have a little bit more resources, they'll get the full suite of Microsoft that which has a lot of AI systems. But if you're not at that level yet, if you're more small business, one recommendation that I heard from the panel is go ahead and pay for one of those $20 subscriptions, whether it's
Hmm.
Copilot, whether it's Claude, ChatGPT. Pay for that and start to use it but you got to make sure that you set the setting to be on private because a lot of
Yeah.
the information that you put in there then goes out into the public space. So make sure that the information that you share in there, you set it to the private setting and think about all right, why do I want to use AI? What is it about my business that I'm having pain points are that I need solutions? Or also look to your employees. Which employees are very hungry to use it and adopt it and are already using it? And so that way you can start to implement guardrails that to make sure that yes, it's great to embrace it, but at the same time, you got to be safe. You got to make sure that the way they're using it is ethical, and the way they use it does not interfere with your own employee conduct, code of conduct too. So it's very important to establish these protocols and processes earlier on, and also look into the employees that are hesitant about AI. So there's also folks that are not bought in, but
Right.
but you got to also get them bought into to show them that this is a tool, this is a value that can help to transform your business. And for my day to day, I use it for a lot of content development and research. But at the end of
Yeah.
the day, it helps to, in a lot of cases, it helps you to do 80 to 90% of the work. But at the end of the day, humans are the ones that make the ultimate decision of what gets applied, the strategy, the services, the output. So use it to your advantage. But at the end of the day, as the human, you got to make sure that that work is 100% correct. It makes sense for the business, and it's going to help you in the near to long term.
Well said. You still have to have that human intervention and you have to
Mhm.
understand exactly what the output is and to make sure that that output is in fact correct.
Exactly, exactly.
Love that. So, as you look out into the future, um, and the differentiation that you provide as a PR firm, what sets you apart now, and then what's going to set you apart going forward?
Well, there hasn't been an industry or a type of client work that has approached our firm that we didn't have experience in. And not only that, also I mentioned this earlier, but we have some of the top communications professionals working at our firm in the country working at our firm. And third, because we're a mid-size agency, we have all the resources and expertise to work with and we do work with some of the biggest brands out there, well known globally. But also we're at the size of the firm that we can be very nimble, we can be very adaptive, and if there is a certain need, a certain change, we can change very quickly with our clients' demands. And so there's not a lot of uh, uh, red tape, or there's not of we're such a big of a firm that it's going to take us a while. No, I have direct communication with our leadership that, hey, if we need to bring on more team members, or if we need to look at a new tool for our clients, we have the ability to do that just given our size.
Beautiful. Love that. So, when you talk about your team and how awesome your team is, when we look at the recruiting piece, what kind of attributes are you looking for when you're bringing talent into the door?
Well, I'm actually looking at hiring some interns here for the summer, and yeah, we one thing that we always look for when it comes to the entry level areas, we love looking at our interns because we know
Hmm.
those that work good in our culture. We can see that they do the work. Our leaders, they love loyalty, and those that learn fast, adapt fast, but also don't require that much hand holding. So
Hmm.
those that can take it and run with it and give back to us a work or a project that doesn't require much editing, it's ready for our clients. But those that are just very much hungry, that are very strong writers too. Writing is very, very critical in our space because at the end of the day, we're communicating on behalf of our clients. And so it has to be a story that we're able to not only tell in the written form, but a story that we can also verbally share. And when we're picking up the phone, talking to reporters, if I can't convey my client's business or story in a succinct, confident way, then why should a journalist care what I have to say about my client's business? So we got to be very strong communicators, writers, very hungry, and very flexible in being able to learn various aspects of different businesses that can be anywhere from mining and oil and gas to healthcare to technology. Being having enough insight in various industries can be a little bit overwhelming, but it's a great challenge and it's a lot of fun because it keeps you on your toes every day.
Fantastic. So, we look at PR firms. There may be some folks who are like, I'm really not sure what PR firms do, or you explained it a little bit. But what are maybe one or two or three things that you wish people knew more about what PR firms really do and what they represent that they may not know about?
A lot of this is kind of old mindset mentality where there is, call them the spin doctors, or you look at a PR pro and say, oh, you're just the one that is just going to help me look good. And but at the end of the day, we're communicators, and what it comes down to is working with you and your business to meet your business objectives, whatever that is. And sometimes there are companies that might not be ready for PR services. What they really need is more sales and lead gens, or maybe they need a marketing manager to help them build a brand and get them off the ground. But when it comes to public relations, the way I view it is just amplifying your story to other audiences that you might not have access to, and being really careful in how you tell that story. And then also building thought leadership. So what helping our clients be and showcase them that they're the best in what they do amongst their peers and their colleagues. To building a lot of thought leadership. And the more that we are able to build their profiles and their expertise, the more attention that they get, the more credibility that they have in their sector. And when businesses are looking for those types of products or services, there's a trust that's built because they're being covered in the media, because they're delivering white paper articles being published by a very well credible source. They're posting a lot of news and information and insights on LinkedIn that is generating value for whatever audiences that they're targeting. So there's various ways to build awareness and thought leadership for the clients that we work for, that at the end of the day is going to help to yield business results for them, because that's what a lot of the attention the reason they want attention is because they want to continue to have a steady pipeline of business opportunities coming through. And so we help to generate that in a meaningful and strategic way.
Love that. So if somebody's determining or making trying to contemplate whether or not they should utilize your services, what kinds of things should they be considering? Say, you know what, if it's this, this, and this, yeah, you probably need to contact us.
Yeah, if they're ready to launch something, have some news coming up, or are ready to enter a new phase of a business and trying to grow, or if they have a challenge too, if there is a market that has been a little bit difficult to tap into. So whenever there's an opportunity of growth, or if there's a challenge that whatever you tried is you're just not being able to crack through, it's good to talk to consultants, talk to communicators, talk to marketers, talk to other folks that have been doing it a long time with various different businesses, to come in and say, hey, like, yeah, this issue that you've been encountering, I've seen it with other businesses in other sectors very similarly, and this is how it's worked out with them. Or have you tried X, Y, and Z? And so just starting to open up that dialogue on some pain points that you're having, or opportunities that you're having. And so if there's a growth opportunity too, if you're about to get an injection of capital from an investor, if you're looking to expand into another market, I'm like, okay, these are opportunities for you to maximize that and help to generate some news out of it, generate some new business opportunities out of it whenever those are types of growth opportunities.
Awesome. Thank you for sharing that. So, what do you find most exciting about your industry right now?
Oh, well, the application of AI it's definitely transformational. It's I'm learning stuff every day. My colleagues are well more advanced into it than I am right now, so I'm still getting better and better at it. So that's been very much exciting. Especially the things going on here in San Antonio. In San Antonio, there is a lot of great marketers and communicators all around the city, and I'm always blown away to meet new folks in the line of work that I do. But usually when there's some great PR or great marketing talent, they'll look to the East or the West Coast, and work with some of the
Okay.
big global agencies that are out there. And I know that's the sexier side of possible, of communications
Yeah.
and PR and advertising and whatnot. But at the end of the day, a lot of them, they'll go out and have some great experience, but then they come back to their roots and back to Texas. And there's a lot of senior folks, a lot of great folks that have had some stellar careers, that are now teaching at our local universities, that are building their own agencies and brands. And so there's a lot, you don't need to escape to our coastal cities and to work with some of the, agencies. There's a lot of great mentorship and legacies that you can learn from here in the state of Texas, especially here in San Antonio. And so stuff that's going on in the industry, I've seen a lot of growth, a lot of opportunities in the work that we've doing that's changing. And yeah, it's been exciting. I've been in this business for 15 years, and I've been with Pierpont for 15 years. So
Yeah,
we're just getting started.
I love that. What other information would you like to share for our viewers today?
Well, from a business standpoint, and then I'm going to steal some from some. Yeah, I don't learn these things just by popping up in my head. It's always been come from other leaders and other uh, professors when I was younger that taken. But if you're going to fail, fail fast. Make
Yeah,
sure that uh, you go on to the next thing and don't waste a lot of investment money, cash into something that is looking downward. So, do it, learn from it, and every failure or experience or challenge that doesn't go your way is just another learning opportunity. So make the best out of it, of that learning opportunity, and being able to grow, don't waste failure. If anything, just use it and grow from it and learn from it. And then also never never stop trying to learn. If you're the this is something my professor also once told me when I was taking PR at UT is, if you're the smartest man in the room, you're in the wrong room. So you got to make sure
very
that you're,
true.
yeah, make sure you continue to network and work alongside those that you have something to learn from, and continue to grow your arsenal. So it's always good to do that. And my parents are from more work class mentality, and my dad's a truck driver, and my mom stay at home mom, but they were very much hard workers, and so I embrace a lot of that hard work and culture to help you. You don't have to be the smartest or the most talented, but if you can outwork some folks and don't be afraid to put your head down and keep plowing away, that's definitely always gonna help.
Thank you. Thank you for sharing that. You mentioned earlier about wanting people who are hungry, and that is
Hmm.
so critical, and not being afraid of hard work.
Hmm.
It's nothing like it.
Yep.
What's the best way for folks to get in contact with y'all?
Sure, visit our website. So it's peercom.com. So yeah, www.peercom, Piercom.com. From there, you'll learn of all of our service offerings. You'll see a lot of our talent that work at our agency and a lot of our case studies. Just you'll be wowed at all the brands that we work with day in and day out. And from viewing our bios, you should be able to email us, contact us directly. I'm also president of the American Marketing Association, the San Antonio chapter. So
Nice.
I've been, this is, we each get to serve 1 year, and so it's my turn to serve. And so we do tons of events. We have a big event coming up in May called a Mega Mixer on May 21st, and we're going to host it at Tech Port there at Port San Antonio. We're inviting all the local chambers, the Hispanic Chamber, the San Antonio Chamber, the American Marketing Association, PRSA, AdFed, a lot of local groups coming to do one giant networking event. It's going to be huge. It's going to be great. We host monthly luncheons too. So we're having in April, one of my colleagues from Pierpont is going to do a luncheon on how to use marketing and PR for sales, how to make sure that they're tying up to your sales pipeline. And we do other luncheon topics anywhere from, influencer marketing, other crisis information that luncheon and workshops that we do. So we do a lot of great events with the
Heck
American Marketing
yeah.
Association.
That's fantastic. You're a busy man.
Yeah, it's been a busy year balancing family and events and work, and it's been a very busy year, but it's been a very fun year.
Love it. Well, Sylvester, thank you so much for sharing your story. Really, really good information. This is the Business Spotlight series with Donna Kappmeyer and Sylvester Palacios. Please be sure to like and subscribe so that you can continue to see our great content. Sylvester, thank you so much for being on our show today.
Thank you, Donna. It was a pleasure.
You betcha. Bye for now.